Hello everyone, welcome back. Jacob Miller here, ready to give you another lesson about the flute. Today's lesson will be over intonation. Now, intonation has to do with playing in tune and fixing to be better in tune if you're playing with bad intonation. And bad intonation means you're out of tune, which means you're playing either sharp or you're either flat. Sharper or flatter than the pitch that you're supposed to try to meet. And sharp means that you're higher than the pitch, and flat means you're just under. So pretty much bad intonation, you're out of tune and you're not matching with everyone else you're playing with. And playing with good intonation is very crucial for any musician, but very crucial for every beginning flute player to strive for, trying to play with good intonation. Now, if you go ahead and take your head joint off your flute real quick, and be sure not to grab any of the keys. Go ahead and carefully set down your body and your foot joint. Now everybody take a look at my flute here. Hopefully yours has this too. My flute has this little line right here. Hope you can see that right about there. And that's like a little mark where it's kind of tarnished and some of the silver-plated finishes come off, where the head joint goes into the body, and that's as far as it goes, that little mark. So everybody go ahead and put your head joint back onto your body and do this for me. Remember, don't grab any of the keys. Put it straight on like so. Go ahead and push your head joint in as far as it'll go, all the way down. Very good. We all caught up? Now if you notice, you look at that spot right there that I just showed you, you can't see the line. But if you go ahead and pull out about 1/4 of an inch or so, you can see that line there now. I hope. There it is. I can see mine right there. Hopefully you can see that little line too. That's just a little mark to prove that I've pulled out about 1/4 of an inch. Now you're probably asking yourself, why is he having us pull our head joint out 1/4 of an inch? It's because when you push your head joint in as far as it'll go to the max, you will be very sharp. And remember, we discussed sharp means that your pitch will be higher than everyone else's if everyone else is in tune. And you never want to be sharp or flat. So that's why we have you pull out about 1/4 of an inch. And we just say that much because that's just a good place to start pulling out. Sometimes you need to pull out a little bit more if you're still a little sharp, or sometimes you pull out too much and maybe push in a tiny bit more if you happen to be flat. But that's the first technique we use as flute players to fix intonation and to try to play with better intonation. The next thing, go ahead and put your flute in playing position. If I happen to be sharp or flat, then a quick, easy way to fix that problem is rolling the flute out or in. Now I'm exaggerating this just to show what I'm talking about, but I mean just rolling it. If I happen to be sharp, let me say that again, if I happen to be sharp, I'm above the pitch that I'm supposed to be in tune with. Then what I'm going to do to fix that is roll the flute in closer to me. Everybody see that? If I'm sharp, I'm going to roll the flute in. Now you only roll it in until you fix the pitch. There's no certain amount that you have to roll it into. Now, the same thing, opposite. If I happen to be flat, I'm going to roll the flute out away from me. Everybody see that? If I'm flat, I'm going to demonstrate this on a concert G. Here's our G. Thumb, 1, 2, 3, and pinky. Low G, here we go. That's it, that's my G. Now if I happen to be flat, and I need to fix that, what am I going to do? That's right, I'm going to go from by rolling the flute out a little bit. Just like if I'm sharp, that's a little high. I need to go back down to so. And that's how you fix that. Now there's one last way, there's a third way to fix intonation, and this is if your intonation is all over the place or just inconsistently horrible. And there's no shame in that. Sometimes it's just because there's something wrong with the cosmetics of the flute. and the inside, you have this cork up here on the inside of the head joint up here. It's inside this crown. You can twist the crown off, but do not take the crown off right now. But if I were to take it off, there would be this small cork inside. And if the cork is, if I'm playing really sharp, that means my cork is going to be into the flute too far, and I'm going to need to get that adjusted. Just like if I'm flat, then that means it's too far up here closer to the crown, and I'm going to need it moved in. And the only time you will ever need to do that is if your intonation is really, really bad. And I only recommend that you get this looked at by your band director or a flute repair person or an instrument repair guy or something. So do not mess with any of this on your own. Always ask for help, and never be ashamed of being out of tune or feel like you're playing with bad intonation. Just it's always a good thing to check and just make sure and just see if you can get some help there. So always ask your band director for help. Don't ever try to do any of that by yourself. I really hope this video helped you guys. Playing with good intonation is very important. We've already been over that. So I hope that you all have learned a lot from this. And I guess I will see you next time with my next video. Happy practicing!